All right, welcome to another interesting and exciting, explosive, very, very entertaining edition of Sports in 60 Minutes, coming to you from the stables of Iravel. My name is Olamide Onwuka, and today I'll be taking you alongside Prince Phil on a very, very, very explosive journey, like I said, towards sports. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get the show started. But before we get started, like I already told you, I have Prince Phil with me in the studio. Prince Phil, how has your week been?
Well, I'll be honest with you, it's been hectic after the AFN trials, which was quite higgy-haga. Permit me to use that word.
I know you have a lot of things to say from that.
Well, probably since it's not on our rundown, we'll just put aside, but it's been hectic. We need to do our reports back, and life continues.
But I'm sure you had a very, very memorable experience at the AFN trials.
Positive and negative, whichever one you want to put it.
Let's keep that on the side.
I'm
sure we'll talk about that on the sidelines. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, today on the program we'll be looking at the latest from the Chan Eagles. They lost their first match, and so that keeps them in a very, very precarious situation, needing to win the second match next week against Sudan. And of course, see if they can just get another win in their final match to advance to the knockout stage. I will also take a look at a story coming from the MPFL. We'll take a look at how the D-Tigress, the victorious D-Tigress, was celebrated, and you know what it means for female sports in Nigeria. And then we'll take a trip to the transfer world and look at the latest happening across the world of transfer. It promises to be exciting, and stay with us throughout this journey on Sports in 60 Minutes. We'll take our first break and come back with the show proper. Welcome back to Sports in 60 Minutes. Of course, you can follow us on our social media. It's scrolling right there on your screen. Prince Phil, let's get the show started. And on Tuesday, the Super Eagles beat him, known as the Chan Eagles. They were in action against the current champion, the defending champion, Senegal. That match is actually one of the toughest group games in the competition. It didn't turn out the way most Nigerians expected. Or did you see that coming?
Well, let me take it from the angle of the coach. He knows the team better. He said that the team played well, despite the fact that they lost technically, quote and unquote, technically. I said it from the onset that we have a very grave issue. Yeah. And I remember standing on my ground that we won't win the trophy. Mentally, these guys are not ready. That's just where my focus is. And we are not ready mentally for a particular competition, irrespective of how much skills you want to display. You can't achieve anything. Excuse me. That game in particular, the midfield was porous. We didn't have a fluid midfield. And in the modern day game, if you're playing two midfielders, composite attack and composite defense, it's obvious that you have a mission. We don't have people that were distributing the ball up front.
Would you say that there was a visible style of play? Because I also saw the game and I couldn't specifically pinpoint that this is a particular style of play.
What was the style of play?
So what would you say that is?
Kick and follow.
But going forward in their next match against Sudan, it's a must-win for Nigeria if they still want to stand a chance of advancing to the knockout stage. What do you think the team can do differently now, to win that game against Sudan?
I'm going to be honest with you, like my usual self. I remember last week when we were extracting this particular CHAN tournament, I said something which I still stand on. We don't score goals much in tournaments. We grow gradually. And if you've lost your first game, you're playing against a Sudan team that has nothing to lose. They're like a spoiler. Yeah. And the coach is talking tough. For me, it's a must-win. If we don't win that game, then we're out of the tournament. Not even a draw.
Yeah, because a draw doesn't favor them at all.
So I expect Eric Held to bring in a tactical point game, early goals.
Okay.
Score early goals, and I saw them defending so much. It wasn't really necessary. Okay. Score early goals and ensure that the midfield is very fluid.
They weren't creating so much chances. And
you don't have a midfield.
I know you mentioned something about the midfield,
yes.
But is it enough to say that the midfield, is not creating so much chances for the attackers to score? what about the team synergy in general? Do you think this team does the synergize playing as a unit or just playing as an individual?
I wouldn't want to criticize the team. Reason being that I have been an advocate of having the homegrown players in the Super Eagles. Now they're now in the Chan team, which is actually meant for them.
Yeah.
I don't think, like rightly asked, there's a pattern of play, because I didn't see any pattern of play. The formation was 4-4-2. But how well do you size up your opponent? Because it was that singular chance the Senegalese got that they had that goal.
Yes.
They were very clinical at the back, and they were running us on the flank, which is our own game. For me, I think the team itself lacked two things. One, they're not focused. Two, they don't have a creative midfielder that can hold the ball and change the game. And if we don't do that against Sudan, it's going to be funny.
It's going to be a huge tax for the Flying Eagles, or not necessarily the Flying Eagles, the Chan Eagles, like they always say, the Super Eagles B team. Well, wishing them all the best. But before we move on, let's get your prediction for that game. It's next week, and I'm hoping that, you know, when we come back here next time, we'll be able to do some crisscrossing and checks to see if your prediction was actually spot on.
As a Nigerian, I actually want us to win that game.
What's
so
your
that it
prediction?
could give the boys that self-belief, that hope. You understand the recent euphoria.
Yeah.
The Super Falcons, the
and
Tigers, and it's just an atmosphere filled with freeze and seas and fun.
I also want them to be part of the largesse that's currently going on.
Yes, if you want to be realistic, they deserve it. But do we have the mantle? Do we have the tool to execute that particular goal? No, emphatically. Against Sudan, my heart tells me we should win. My head tells me we won't win.
What are you sticking with, the heart or the head?
The head.
So you're saying we won't win?
It will be difficult. We don't have a pattern of play. You see, when you don't have a dedicated striker that could get you goals, it becomes a problem. We don't have one in the team right now. There are strikers that actually win, but what role are you playing them from? That's also another thing Chihel has not defined for the Super Eagles.
So lots of questions to be answered by the coach.
Still they could get a draw, but winning that game against Sudan, it's going to be tough.
Let's hope that the coach of the Super Eagles B team, who is also the coach of the Super Eagles, will find answers and, you know, scale the hurdle that Sudan might and will be posing for the Super Eagles B team. We wish them all the best as they advance in the Chan 2024 tournament. All right, let's stick with football and talk the MPFL this time around. We hear that Bendel Insurance, that they released 25 players from their ranks, and they haven't made any signing. Prince Will, your reaction to that?
Very appalling.
Take note that the league starts very, very soon.
In less than 3 weeks.
Yeah.
In less than 3 weeks. It's very appalling, considering the fact that organization is key to any team that wants to achieve success. And you know the terrain of the National League itself is very tough. From the first game to the last game, everybody wants to pick points, either away or home. And when you don't have consolidated players who can understand themselves, create that synergy, we've been off-season for almost a month plus now. No recruitment. Suddenly, 25 players have been pushed into the market, including the captain of the team. It's not really speaking well of Bendel Insurance. Right from when Mondodigwe left the team, they've been having issues. And I like I was telling you before comment, I know the chairman, Emperor Jared. He's somebody who set goals and want to achieve goals. So I don't really know what they're setting, the kind of goals they're setting in Bendel Insurance, but to let out 25 players from a team of almost 32 is like you restructuring the team in its entirety, and it's not too good.
What happens next for them? That's the big question. You release 25 players.
It's to recruit new ones.
And so with the time we have in the transfer market, is it enough time for them to recruit?
We're still on the same plates. We're still on the same table.
And knowing fully well that there is the President Federation's Cup next season, of course, the MPFL. Very gruesome.
Olamide, either we like it or not, Bendel Insurance is going to have a very Herculean task to make any impact in the league. Because this group of 25 players have played together for 2-3 seasons. So they understand each other. They've created a synergy. Now when you bring in new players, almost like 25 plus, it will take them another one season or some couple of months to actually blend.
Do you put yourself in the position of the manager of that?
No, I don't want to. He's not going to find it funny.
Anyway, the club, Bendel Insurance, they'll be playing El Kanemi Warriors in the opening game of the MPFL season. It's going to be very, very tough for them.
It's going to be tough.
Because August 22nd is just around the corner. Yeah. That's when the league officially kicks off. And of course,
just 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from now, and actually. We don't know the reason behind that, but we wish them the best, of course. It's a very competitive league in Nigeria. Thankfully, because we saw the likes of, Ikorodu City finishing in continental slots.
Yes.
For a team that just came from, the NNL.
They narrowly missed it. They finished fourth.
Yeah.
And, the champions of a Presidential Federation Cup took that slot, so they narrowly missed it.
Oh, that's sad for them, though. Anyways, let's move on now and move to basketball. Of course, we're still in celebratory mood with the D-Tigress of Nigeria continuing their impressive run. Princefield, the last time these girls lost was in 2015.
29
what does that tell you? Do you know what that means since 2015?
Massive.
They haven't lost.
Scary. Before the finals, there was something that was trending online.
Yeah.
The coach that coached Senegal was our former coach. And when the Tigress met the Senegalese Lioness, they were like, it's all over. But they crushed them. Coincidentally, Mali too was also in the final with the Tigress in last year playoff. So it boils down to two things: determination and courage.
Yeah.
Those girls actually showed so much courage that they wanted that trophy. What got me going, because I watched the game, was the 3-pointer from outside,
and it was so much. I think when you look at the MVP of the tournament, Emi Okonkwo, she was really fantastic, truly deserving of her to get the MVP.
A fantastic captain.
No, but you also look at the pedigree of the coach, Rena
Wakama. Give it to Rena Wakama. I was watching the very first interview George Gift of NTA did with her, and she said something back then when Musa Kida appointed her, that she has come to prove a point that we have the talents to rule the world. And there she's actually moving towards to, because 5 consecutive times back to back, come on, Olamide, is a record that I don't think will be broken so soon.
Now, talking about 5, how about we go one better and try 6? Do you think they can go all the way and make it 6 consecutive?
Let me quote what the Senegalese captain said. That any team that will be meeting the Tigress in the next 5 years, they should be ready to be whooped. That tells you the immense talent that is embedded in that Tigress team. From the guard to the pointer, you have people who are ready to give in their very best. So 6 is not impossible.
6 is not impossible. I like the way you put it, though. Also, the impressive fact about the D-Tigress and their conquest was the fact that when they came to Nigeria, they received the same, largesse, like they put it, from the federal government, $100,000 for each of the players.
National award.
And $50,000 for the officials, the national award.
And a house.
We also hear that a bank in Nigeria gave them 200 million.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
It's not a lot of money today.
But we were talking about rewarding athletes. I mean, I think we should bring that back to 4.
Yes.
Because most times, when you see athletes who represent Nigeria, in the past.
After retirement.
And after retirement.
They're not well treated.
We see some of these things play out.
I'm going to be honest with you, Olamide. What those girls got is well-deserved. Absolutely well-deserved. For me, we've not been rewarding our athletes when they go out to do well. Even when they don't do well, there's supposed to be a pointer of motivation. There's a benchmark already.
Yeah.
Can we sustain the benchmark is a different ballgame. But that they're being rewarded for the good work they've done is absolutely 100% okay by me.
I also agree with you, because, I've seen a lot of sportsmen and women who have represented Nigeria not really treated well. And when you see them as heroes of the country who have done something,
you feel so sorry for them.
You really feel so sad for them. Anyways, we wish every team, that's why I told you that I want the Chan Eagles to also win, so that they can be part of this spree.
Have you ever heard about Alice Wonderland? You can dream.
Please wait, I will just calm down.
You can dream.
You should keep dreaming, right?
This is always my contention between myself and Femi. When you dream, pinch yourself as well.
Yeah.
Am I really still alive? Look, we have the materials. If you talk about the Chan Eagles, well, how well are you putting them together? They're still in a disjointed form.
But do you think they had enough time to prepare for the tournament? Since we are switching back now.
No, they don't.
They didn't have, right?
They don't. They don't.
In their defense, right?
Yes.
Okay. Anyways, it's still sports in 60 minutes. We'll take a break at this time to come back with our second and the final segment of the show. we'll be looking at transfers and also look at some matches that will be coming up, club-friendly games that will be happening this weekend. Well, ladies and gentlemen, promises to be exciting. Stay with us. Sports in 60 minutes. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Sports in 60 Minutes. We are enjoying ourselves in the studios, and it's time for us to look at some business being conducted in the transfer window. We hear, Prince Will, that Manchester United have agreed terms with Benjamin Sesko from RB Leipzig. And Newcastle United were also interested in Sesko as well. But look at it for Manchester United. Good signing?
Well, it has not been officially made.
Yeah.
It's just still within the grapevine. For both clubs, they need Benjamin Sesko for different reasons. For a player who scored 29 goals within the season and 19 assists, top notch. I think it will really augur well for Manchester United to have Benjamin Sesko, because right now you don't have an arrowhead striker in Manchester United.
What about Oiland?
Well, two different perceptions.
And they've got Mbeumo as well.
See, the rating of Sesko for last season was almost 80% compared to Mbeumo. So he has a better pedigree than Mbeumo. But for Newcastle and Manchester United, they need this player for two different reasons.
Yeah.
For Manchester United, they need an arrowhead with focus who can deliver goals. For Newcastle, is Isak staying or leaving? Is not yet determined. So if Isak is going, which Liverpool is about putting up a bid, then they will need somebody like Sesko to come in.
Talking about Isak, I think the relationship between Newcastle and Isak is at a very, very bad place right
Very bad.
Because even the fans have turned against him.
Yes, but I also think he has taken a very wrong decision. He should have done one more season with Newcastle United. This is the team that gave you the limelight when there was nothing there. It was very dim in the tunnel. And suddenly you came, you shone like a million stars. Why don't you do one season? And I think most times, player management, those who manage these players, usually advise them wrongly. Because I don't see any reason why you're leaving Newcastle United.
Also because they're playing in the Champions League.
Yes.
So I think I share the same sentiment as you.
So for Manchester United, they need Benjamin Sesko more than Newcastle United.
So let's look at some of the signings that Manchester United have made. You know, Brian Mbeumo, Matheus Cunha, which is between those two guys, you have over 35 goals from last season. Cunha, of course, with Wolves, and Mbeumo with Brentford. I mean, do you think their form from last season will be transferred to Manchester United? Because they obviously were struggling to get goals last season.
It also depends on the pattern of play Ruben Amorim will bring to bear. Who is he playing, a twin striker or just one striker up front? That also matters. So if you really want to get the best of Mbeumo, it will be one single striker.
Okay.
But he could decide to play two striker, probably put pressure on the opposite team. It all depends on the pattern Ruben Amorim wants to play.
Let's hope that Manchester United will put the woes from last season behind them, and hopefully they had a very terrible season last season.
They were lucky not to have gone to relegation. So,
they got to the final of the Europa League. Can you blame them?
Congratulations.
Yeah, but they didn't win. Like somebody always say, nearly doesn't kill the bird. Of course, nearly did. Well, you didn't do it. All right, let's look at a player that has played for Arsenal. He is now making a switch back to Spain, Thomas Partey. Of course, before we talk about his transfer, remember he had a rape case?
Yes.
And he was granted
pleaded
bail.
not guilty.
Yeah, pleaded not guilty, was granted bail. Now he's making a switch to Villarreal. How would you rate that move?
Well, he's going back to familiar terrain. He played in Spain for a very long time with Atletico Madrid. And he was a household name, a solid defensive midfielder. Somebody said Arsenal will miss him. Very true. It's a committed player. Coming back to Villarreal, which is the team, they call them the Blue Marines. Oh no, the Yellow Marines.
Yellow Submarines.
Yeah. I think he's going to bring his word of experience to bear. In the last couple of 2-3 seasons, Villarreal has not had it too good. They've not been in the continent. So they'll need a player like Thomas Partey to bring his experience and also to help organize that midfield for them to move forward.
Yeah, I'm sure it was the signing of Zubimendi that informed his exit.
Obviously, it's like a replacement. If you look at the pattern and the style of play of Zubimendi, not too far from Thomas Partey. But Zubimendi is a more creative defensive midfielder than Partey. That's
attack-minded.
Yes.
All right, still talking transfers. Let's tell you that Oli Watkins is also pushing for a move to Manchester United from Aston Villa. Oli Watkins, proven, very, very proven.
16 goals last season?
Yes, he can get you goals, but Manchester United, after the signings they've made so far.
And I don't think Emery is very happy with this decision because last season Emery depended on him to do a lot of work.
He also lost John Duran to Al Nassr. Remember?
Yes, I remember. For me, Oli Watkins going to Manchester United, it shouldn't be a case of you being signed by a team and you sit on the bench all throughout the season.
You think Oli Watkins won't start in Manchester United?
If Sesko comes in, Boma is already there.
And Cunha as well.
Cunha. So?
Well, let's see how it goes. Manchester United, of course, I don't think they are playing European football this season. No European football for them. So they're basically focused on domestic
enough time to win the EPL if they are ready.
If they are ready, like you said. But only time will tell. Stiff competitions. Liverpool are being crazy in the market. Now, making that ridiculous bid for Isak is going to be something crazy if they pull that off. The contenders, Manchester City, are there.
For me, Isak is a very unique player.
Arsenal, they're also there.
Technically, no, he's not coming to Arsenal.
No, but Arteta said he wants to win.
Isak?
No, I'm not talking about Isak, the Premier League.
Okay, the Premier League. Yes, it's going to be a very keen contested league this season with what the markets, kind of players each team is getting from the market.
Yeah.
Chelsea is already consolidated. All Chelsea need is an overtime period to gel the team, create a better synergy. We saw what they did with the World Cup Championship.
Yeah.
They graduated from a team that had no hope to a team that gave serious fights.
I mean, they showed us that PSG was just
resilience.
Yeah.
It was resilience. So for me, the EPL this season is going to be keenly contested for, and on that trail is still within the first 4 teams.
Who do you think will win the Premier League? Who would you be putting your money on this season?
The season has not started.
No, I cannot from the market business.
I cannot see into the future.
From the business transactions.
My crystal ball is still very dirty right now.
So you haven't seen clearly.
Yes.
I think we should deploy some detergent on
because if I speak now, those of you who know that I'm an Arsenal fan will say
so do you honestly think Arsenal can win the Premier League?
They'll go for it. There'll be tough challenge. Do you know it's a tough challenge?
Yes. No, wait. Don't be political about it.
No, I'm not political about it.
Do you, let me rephrase the question. Okay. As an Arsenal fan, do you honestly think Arsenal can win the Premier League next season?
Yes.
What took you so long?
Ask me why. Yes, because
what took you so long?
Because there are certain group of players Arteta had gone for.
Didn't they get the same players the previous season?
No, you see, experience comes to play in certain arena.
Okay.
You see that midfield, when injuries set into any team, and your midfielders are out of your team, it creates a lot of problems. Not even the strikers.
Okay.
Almost 4 or 5 players got injured last season.
Prince Will, we've heard this from Arsenal fans.
You see why I didn't want to say anything?
No, I know.
I told you,
we've heard this before.
Ask me in my heart of heart.
This crystal ball, they are saying through it small.
No,
they say,
in my heart of heart.
Yeah, you know that they cannot win.
We can win.
Okay. All right.
Ask for that Super Eagles now. I will tell you.
No, for Super Eagles, I not doubt you. I can't doubt you.
But this one, we can win.
We can win this one.
Yes.
Gunners fans. How do you guys cope? Every season, the same thing.
It's like this. A man that is married to his wife will stick to the wife. Regardless of anything. Let the wife be the trouble, so he's still my wife.
Honestly speaking, when I see Gunners fans and their belief, like, I wish that a man can be so loyal to a woman.
It's a good example. Any man that wants to be loyal to a wife should just learn the precept and principle of Arsenal. You go on.
All right, let's still talk a little bit of transfer. We have Real Sociedad signing Gonzalo Guedes from Wolves. Guedes, of course, was a player that a lot of people know very well.
Yeah.
Very good striker. Good business for Real Sociedad.
Good business. Last season they finished top 16th or 17th, and it wasn't really a good season for them. So they want to consolidate. And I've taken time to understand something in the Spanish La Liga. Aside Barcelona and Real Madrid, Real Sociedad fans are one of the craziest fans you have in La Liga.
Especially when you go to their stadium.
That vociferous noise, 90 minutes plus.
Yeah.
So They want to be in Europe.
It's a tough ground to win. Actually.
A very tough one.
Very tough ground.
And
Finally,
Barcelona and Real Madrid team, they'll tell you.
they beat Barca last season.
They'll tell you.
And that was when Lewandowski's boots became so long all of a sudden.
Don't worry.
That tournament.
Don't worry.
Yeah. All right, Tottenham linked with Conor Gallagher. Well,
for me,
remember Maddison is injured and
Yeah.
it's quite serious.
For me,
Conor Gallagher.
I think they need a good replacement.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
It's a good one
Yes.
if they get him. Gallagher just moved to Atletico.
It's
You
a
think
good
he'll
one.
be making the switch back to England?
If the money is right, if the price is right, I beg your pardon. Why not?
Okay. All right, let's keep you, definitely be keeping you updated with the latest business being conducted by different clubs across the world, your favorite teams and their signings as well. I forgot to mention something that has to do with my club, but let's leave that.
I was just going to ask you that.
Don't worry.
I've been through the rundown.
Don't worry.
Oh,
So the producer said
the producer said you should stay it out.
there he said we should keep it away.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, now it's time for us to get the weekend matches. Prince Will, Chelsea against AC Milan, a very, very interesting friendly matchup.
Yes, I've been watching a lot of friendly matchup. Also, the Europa qualifying series for
It's also on, the Champions League and Europa League.
I saw what PSV did to Galatasaray and Fenerbahce yesterday, and the looks of Mourinho first wasn't too good, but that's a different ball game. Chelsea, AC Milan, friendly period. All teams are trying to size up. It's a good game. Anybody who wants to watch this game, just get yourself popcorn.
Remember, this is Chelsea's first game after the Club World Cup.
It doesn't really matter.
And Milan have been-
What FIFA did,
Yeah.
authentically, they are the first winner of the FIFA World Cup. So
Yeah.
they're still relishing that moment.
Yeah.
Playing against AC Milan will just be a test run to bring in some new players.
Who do you think will win? Predictions.
Chelsea.
You think Chelsea will win?
Yeah.
I think AC Milan will win
I'm going for Chelsea.
because AC Milan have played more. And remember, they beat Liverpool. And
Suddenly, I'm beginning to have this crush on Chelsea, even if I'm a strong Arsenal fan. We're all in the same London.
I don't understand. You know, there's a name they call it in our pigeon parlance. Ashawo now.
Really?
No, you are moving from one club or having feelings for another. No, have feelings. Stay in one place.
No, as an African man, I am permitted to have as much wife as
Oh, so you're polygamous in it. All right, finally, let's talk Dortmund versus Juventus.
Another interesting game. It's a season of friendlies. Everybody's trying to size up the thing, look at the tactical inputs, and see how these players can be shaping up. It's going to be a good one. I'm also giving it to Dortmund.
Dortmund to beat Juve. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll stick with a draw in that game. I don't think both teams can beat themselves. I think they're evenly matched.
I'm sticking with Dortmund.
I think a draw will suffice in that game, even though it's a friendly game, but a draw would work. All right, guys, that's our package. Be sure to follow us on our social media page, all right? Look us up across all platforms, Aravo Studios. That's where you find us. Thank you very much, Prince Will of Son.
It's a pleasure being here.
You know, I always love it when we have to talk sports, you know, especially when, you know, it's days like this when I miss the rest of the guys, don't you?
I missed Femi.
I missed the rest of the guys.
Especially Femi.
Yeah, I miss the rest of them.
Because by now, this Chan issue.
Yeah. We'll
will
still be
have-
on it.
Yes, obviously.
All right, guys, from the entire production crew, my name is Olamide Onwuka saying, have yourself a beautiful week. Bye-bye.